Alright, hello guys. It's been a while since I posted an actual commentary video. Um, on my channel, that is. I have been streaming a lot on Twitch, so if you want to go check that out, it'll be in the description down below. But today I am going to be playing a little bit of Railroads Online. Currently I don't have too much stuff done. I still need to connect up all these things here. The smelter included. I got an iron ore mine line. That's pretty much the extent of what I got. But I got a topic today that I want to talk about regarding railroads online, and it's something that has been bugging me for a while. Um, and there's nothing really I can do, but the most I can hope for is somebody from the development of railroads online, which, to be honest, is only really Kueme. So I just hope that he can see that one day, and maybe he can make some necessary changes, which I highly doubt because I kind of feel like I know what kind of a person he is, and I don't want to make it sound like he's a bad person, but it's kind of complicated. But yeah, I'll explain a little bit more of this in a bit here. I want to do some log runs, and I want to make at least one lumber run with my train here up to the iron ore mine. So that's what we're going to be doing today. So just need to wait for this thing to heat up and get some more water temperature going. But yeah, so I've been working on this map for quite a while now. Well, actually, no, not quite a while. That's a bit of an over-exaggeration. But I've been working on this map for, I'd say, at least a couple days now. Maybe 1 or 2, maybe 3 days. Um, don't worry about that top donations there in here. I'll actually I'm just gonna make it go away. That's just for my stream. Um, but yeah, where was I? Something about I don't know. But anyways, we're gonna take this over to the logging camp. We're gonna do a few of these runs to get some logs in here, and then we can take a train up to the iron ore mine. But yeah, so there's a lot of things that are good about this game, and there's a lot of things that are bad. I can really admire the work of Kume, um, what he's done so far, and like the track lane is actually really good. Um, but there are a few things I'm dissatisfied with, and you know these are things that could be easily remedied. Maybe not like within like a week or so, but that he could make some changes to actually help with the longevity of this game. Um, and I feel like the root cause of these problems the main cause sort of just lies in the fact that he's the only one developing this game, and that can be a real bottleneck, like a real big bottleneck in game development, especially on a game like this size. It's not the biggest game, right? But sure, you could definitely make it a lot better. But like I said, a lot of this stems from not having extra development people, which kind of sucks because then you're just sort of limited to one person, um, which is never good. Uh, so this is the main topic that I kind of want to talk about today is the future, in my opinion, of Railroads Online, because I can't really see it going very many good places. Uh, don't get me wrong, I love the game. I poured at least, I think it was around 150 hours in the game, but you know, I don't know, because this game, I love it dearly, but I also hate it. Um, and I hate it in the sense that uh, I don't think there's going to be really that much game-changing features in the future. It's mostly just going to be locomotives, if I'm going to guess, that are going to be coming in the future. I can't really see any physics performance or anything like that. Um, like being able to go fast without derailing nonsensically. Like basically what I mean is you're going down the track at 20 miles an hour or more, and the car physics are really bad in this game. Like if you're going over 20 miles an hour, you're probably gonna derail. So that's something crappy. I don't really like that. And there's also performance issues in multiplayer. I feel like something that Kueme could do to actually improve performance is actually make each individual player's trains get calculated by the person who's driving the train. So, for example, if I was driving this train, it would be calculated on my end, and say another guy was coming down this track here, that would be calculated on his end. All that stuff that was connected to his train would be calculated on his end. So yes, that would add some desync, but that would also lighten the load off of the host, which, in my opinion, would be pretty important. Um, and once again, I can say like these car physics, like if you're going over 20 miles an hour, they're gonna start freaking out, and it's kind of shitty. And you know, I don't really like that feature, so that's something. So yeah, we're gonna get these logs going. Um, I only got 5 cars, but I hope to get some more in the future. I do have quite a bit of money here, but I kind of just want to like save it for hopper cars. So I'm gonna need those in the future. Um, and one of the good things I can praise him for, Kume, that is actually the track lane shit. Like all this stuff, like it is so much easier. It is so much easier to lay track without effort. It is really nice, and that's one thing I can really give him. Um, but like I said, I feel like the disadvantages of this game outweigh the advantages, and that's really the reason why I wouldn't really recommend this game to anyone who's coming to the game. Um, I don't endorse like pirating games, but I feel like that would be like the only real way to like get your money's worth out of the game. Um, but I really don't endorse that because pirating can give you like a lot of like viruses and stuff. So I wouldn't even recommend that. Um, but I wouldn't even recommend buying this game because for the price tag of I believe it was like $60, it is really not worth it. Like at this current time, I don't feel like the development's gonna go real much further, and I feel like the main problem is just Kume not letting other people help him with development. I feel like Kume could I kind of want to say step aside, but like he could probably help as well. Um, but he could probably just let 2, 3, 4 people into the development loop and help him with programming stuff like that. And I feel like that would drastically speed up game development, and it would also uh, increase the quality and the speed of which these updates come out. Um, and that'd be really nice. But there also is a problem with that. There's coordination. Kume would have to coordinate with all the people that would be in that development loop, what he actually wants. But I feel like with the proper coordination, letting your other developers know what you want them to work on, what you're gonna work on, everything like that. I feel like that would definitely be plausible. Um, I feel like if he did that, that would actually work pretty well for him, and that would actually drive up game sales if I'm guessing. Uh, and I do have a little bit more maps. These ones here are actually a pre-spline tool update or whatever. I don't want to call it the spline update because that was long gone. It's nowhere. It's not gonna come. So Spline update is dead, which is really sad in my opinion. That kind of seemed like a shame to throw out all that work um, without even wanting to see if you could salvage it or see if you could continue it. But I feel like it's just I don't want to make presumptions about Kume because I'm not that kind of person. I don't like presuming things about people, but just based off of what I can see, he's probably gonna just milk the game until it doesn't have no more sales, and that's the sad truth. I feel like, I don't know if that is for sure gonna happen, but based off of what it looks like, it kind of looks like it's that way. But that's not confirmed. Don't take my word for it because I don't know. But that's kind of what I feel like might happen, and that's what a lot of other people feel like is happening. So you can even actually see in the Railroads Online store page, it actually says, let me pull this up real quick because I don't want to quote anything or misquote anything. So here it says, get instant access and start playing. Be a part of the game as it develops. Note, this early access game is not finished and may or may not undergo further changes. So in that line right there, may or may not undergo further changes, already confirms that Kume probably is not going to even continue the game fully. It's probably not ever going to even leave early access, if I had to guess. Which, in my opinion, is really crappy. I don't like that at all, and it kind of shows what kind of a person he is to a limited extent, right? It doesn't show completely, but you can kind of get the general gist of like what kind of a developer he is. And you know what? There could be multiple reasons why. Could be personal issues for him or laziness. I have no idea. So that's where I kind of like stop making presumptions because I don't know after that. Uh, but yeah, I feel like if you're not gonna continue with your game development, at least let somebody else take control and continue with the game. Because I really hope that's what happens, but I kind of don't think that's gonna happen. So yeah. But we're gonna get these logs over to the depot here. Not the depot, the sawmill. And drop those off. I'm not sure if this is gonna be enough to get a full load. I might have to do 2 runs. But yeah, that's something that was just on my mind. I wanted to get off my chest. And I'm not usually vocal about all this stuff, but I kind of wanted to just get my point across. I highly doubt any developer or anything like that's gonna see this, but that's something that I am kind of concerned about for the longevity of this game. Um, you know, I don't know where this game's gonna go in the future. It's kind of questionable. I just wouldn't recommend this game to anyone at this current time. Uh, what I'd do is I'd wait to see for a year or two to see if the game actually goes anywhere. Um, and if it doesn't, then just don't buy it unless like there's like a major sale where it's like 75% off or even more. I wouldn't accept it for more than like $20, I'd say. If the game goes on sale for like $20 or so, I'd say that at that point it would be worth it. But anything more, I would say just lay off until there's a sale that's greater than that. Or you could possibly, if you could possibly find a key, a game key, a product key, or however you want to say it. If you could find one of those, um, if you could find one of those somewhere that is pretty cheap, then I'd say that would be probably worth it. But I bought this game probably, I don't know, I'd say a year ago maybe. Um, and at that point, the game development actually was looking pretty decent. Didn't actually look like it was bad, so I guess that was kind of a misjudgment on my call. because at that time the game development actually seemed to be on the up and up, until like all that drama happened, which I don't like drama. I think it's kind of stupid. Um, everybody else has different opinions. Uh, and I feel like everybody should respect everyone's opinion, no matter what the opinion is. Obviously, if it's like immoral, then like obviously don't support it. But like, if it's something as simple as like, I don't like this color, you're wrong, then that's just stupid. Or like, if somebody has a religion or something like that, I ain't gonna batter you about it, and neither should the person with the religion batter me about it, because everybody has different opinions, right? So I feel like that's a noteworthy thing to bring up. I do have other um, opinions that I feel like this generation, which Gen Z, which is what I'm in, I feel like other people of my generation probably wouldn't agree with my opinions. And I'm not gonna state them out loud here because I don't want to cause anyone to be upset. But you know, just know that I had different opinions, and I'm not gonna batter people about having opinions that don't support my own, which I feel like should be like the running standard. I don't think anybody should really batter people about what their um, opinions are. So I feel like just accepting them for who they are is the best way to go about it. Um, that's why I don't really like any drama. I feel like staying away from that stuff is kind of the best way to go. But to get back to the game development side of things, I feel like definitely feel like the game could improve more. Um, Definitely, as I said, the physics, that's probably the biggest thing, to be honest. If the physics improved, I'd probably recommend the game a bit more. I'd say if they fix the physics, and I'm going way too fast here. I could derail at this speed. If you could go this speed or more without having to worry about derailing because of janky physics, then that would be awesome. But yeah, I'd have to think about some more things. Like obviously Kueme is adding more and more locomotives, which that's dandy and all, but I feel like the top priority really should be um, game related to physics. I mean, I'd say that's probably at least the top priority thing that he should be focusing on. And that stuff should be a real priority for a game like this, because if you're having unstable physics, then what's your game gonna be like? I mean, it's kind of like a lost cause, and I kind of feel like this game is sort of a lost cause at this point, unless I see some major change. That's something I don't think is gonna improve. Um, I feel like I got most of my points across at this point, which would be normally the time that I would end the video, but I do want to show you guys my Iron Mine route. I feel like that'd be pretty cool to take a route up there. And I feel like after I drop this load off, I should have enough wood at the sawmill. But yeah. So we're almost loaded up the first two cars. I do want to get some more cars. I think I want at least like 8 or 10 cars of these ones for logs when I take log runs, so I can just fill up the sawmill all in one run, and then I don't have to worry about taking multiple runs. There is a I haven't really made a loop at the sawmill to get back to this area without being backwards, so that's kind of like a flaw in my routing. But it's not that big of a deal since I don't go on these routes very often. If I think about anything else, game development wise, I'll mention it. But at this point, there's not much else really that I'm thinking of that I can think of. Um, well, I guess Astragon or I don't even know. Apparently, they're just like a PR firm, making community decision. No, I don't think it's community decisions. I think it's more like just pretty much like a community manager, except a team of community managers. Which at the start of that announcement that Railroads Online was going with them, I figured that was actually more developers getting on board. But no, so I don't really see the point of doing that. I guess it's just to get more publicity and to get more people to buy the game, which that's fine and dandy and all, but like that just shows that you're trying to get more people to buy a game that's probably not going to get finished, um, which really isn't that good of a worthwhile decision. I feel like that's really scummy, and I'm not trying to make Kume sound like a bad person. It's just I feel like he's not the best developer. Um, he tried for months and months and months to get the spline update to work as he wanted to, when really anybody could have done it. Any developer could have done it probably within a couple like weeks if they really wanted to. So it kind of shows his inexperience. I feel like he shouldn't be really I feel like he shouldn't be really the lead developer. I feel like he should have multiple developers working on this game and then telling them what he wants out of the game, and then the developers that are actually working on it can actually take charge and bring the final product. Like sure, they can follow Kume's decisions while not actually having Kume doing the stuff. But yeah, that's pretty much all I can really think of at this point. But yeah. But anyways, I do a lot of streams on Twitch. So if you guys are interested in that, if you guys like this video, then you can go to my Twitch stream and you can get a little bit longer videos, if you want to call them streams, of me doing stupid stuff with other people. Usually with my friend called Raging Baka. He usually joins me sometimes on these streams. Not particularly on this game, but he does join me on things like Viscera Cleanup, It Takes Two, stuff like that. It's pretty fun. We have a good time there. But yeah, that's pretty much what it is. I don't post as much as I used to on this channel. I'm kind of more focusing on Twitch than I am on my YouTube. And I do appreciate you guys actually getting me to 200 subscribers. That's actually really cool. And I appreciate each and every one of you guys who subscribe to that. Um, and I might actually just title this video 200 subscribers special, um, with like my thoughts on Railroads Online, something like a mix of that. But yeah, I really do love this game. Like I can't state it enough, but with what I'm seeing from the development, I don't know. It's hard to make a decision. Um, I'd rather go with Derail Valley, which actually is a really cool game. Which is actually it actually has an update coming out here in Q2 of 2023. Hopefully, there's no solid release date yet, but Derail Valley has a simulator updates, bringing day-night cycle, better diesel electric simulation, better steam simulation, weather, all that jazz. It's gonna be awesome, and I really like that. They're doing a good job. Uh, and that's the kind of there's kind of a really big difference between Kume and the Derail Valley team. And now I'm gonna be comparing them towards all the. I'm comparing Kume to Alt Future, which kind of is an unfair comparison because Alt Future is a team of I think 11 people, but still you can kind of see the difference. It's not just one person working on Derail Valley, right? It's 11 people. Maybe not all of them are developers per se, but you know, I'd say probably at least half of them are actually working on the game actively, which is really nice. Um, and that's the difference you have. You got one person working on a game like this, and you're not really getting much stuff done because you're just one person. You can't really work on multiple things at a time. And then you got the Alt Future team, which they have nice coordination. They're pushing the updates. Maybe Alt Future isn't pushing updates frequently, but they're trying to make sure it's absolutely perfect when the release comes. And that's the differences you have. Um, you know, you got Alt Future, which is reliable. They're actually bringing a good product that is actually that actually shows what they've actually been doing. And you got Kueme, which, you know, there's not much really coming into the game. It's mostly just locomotives, and that's pretty much it. You don't really got much else. I mean, it's sure the locomotives are a good thing, right? But when you're not really bringing anything game changing to the game, that's when the game really shows that it's like not really going to be going nowhere. But that's pretty much all I have to say. I think we're gonna get this train here, and we're gonna take it out up to the iron mine. And I'm really actually excited to show you guys my iron mine route because I think that one's really nice. Actually, I have to have that. So we should have enough product to take up. We should have enough money actually for another engine eventually. I'm not sure what engine would I want anyways. Probably would want something, maybe this one. I don't know. It only has the one paint option, which I don't really like. I feel like maybe the Heisler. I've never had the Heisler before. I feel like the Heisler would be pretty cool to have. And this is the one I got. Yeah, I think the Heisler will be my next one. Okay, let's back this train up here. We'll want to switch that switch back there. Tie down one of the cars just in case. So we want to do one-to-one products, not one-to-one cars. And I do hope this video helps some of you guys decide on whether or not you want to buy the game. You know, that's kind of the reason why. I'm not sure if this video is really gonna get much publicity, but you know, I feel like I hope the few people who do see this video really I hope it does help the decision of you guys. I feel like that would be that's kind of the goal of the video, just to help some of you guys come to a decision when it comes to deciding whether or not you actually really want to get the game or not. Because, you know, for some people it would be worth it. You know, I'd just wait for like a really big sale first, though, if you did want to get it. So now, since we're moving, we may as well turn on this headlight. So we're gonna want to. So we got 12 cars. So we want 6 cars full of lumber and 6 cars full of beams, and then that will get us a nice equal shipment of stuff up there. That's one thing I don't like about this game is the whistles. They're way too they're too plain and boring. They don't really sound like a particular steam engine. No, the Heisler actually is actually pretty decent in that part, but yeah. So we'll do these ones first. And then what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to, once we have all of this full, we're going to have to pull forward with just the engine, loop us around so we can be forward, so our engine can be at the front of the train. You know, this map is a bit finicky, but I kind of like it because you don't really have as much like loops, so you kind of have to like turn your locomotives manually in some places, which in most cases would be more realistic, I feel like. I mean, you wouldn't have grain loops in every single yard or every single industry, so you'd have to like turn them on a turntable, or you'd have to go out to like a switch that you could turn your locomotive around, like a Y or something, which I feel like is pretty cool. I mean, in modern training or railroading, I should say, you know, that's not as prevalent because it doesn't really matter the direction of your locomotive, except for your lead one, which you want your lead one always to be forward facing, most of the time that is. But back here in these days, you know, you got a tender. You don't want your tender to be in the front. You want your actual locomotive to be facing forward most of the time. So that's just something I wanted to add there. Now, loading these cars are kind of a bit finicky when you're in single player because you don't know really when to stop, so you kind of just have to make an educated guess. You just have to sort of look to see where you are. This one's actually pretty decent, so I think we may as well save here. Yeah, but if you guys are liking this content, if you like this kind of content, you guys could hit that little subscribe button or that like button to show your support. But if you want some more frequent content, I'd go to my Twitch because I do stream pretty frequently there. It should be the same name as my YouTube channel, except with one more Y at the end because I couldn't get my. I had one of my accounts called the Ufer Taffy, but I lost that access to my account for my Twitch, so I had to make another account with the same name except with another Y. So I had to delete that old account when I got back into it because that wasn't my main account. Still waiting for the username to get recycled, but I don't think Twitch really does recycle them because I've been waiting for like twice the amount of time that they're supposed to take to recycle, which I believe is 6 months that it takes them to recycle, and it's been like over a year now, and they still haven't recycled it, so that's kind of stupid. But there is one more Y at the end of my username on Twitch, so if that's something I felt like would be pretty notable to mention. But yeah, on Twitch I do stream a pretty big variety of games. You know, a lot of train games, but I'd say a lot of like other games like American Truck Simulator, you know, Space Engineers. That's one thing I do play a lot on Twitch. Well, I wouldn't say a lot, but it's one thing I do play every now and again. And like I said, I do play with my buddy Raging. You know, Viscera, It Takes Two, stuff like that. And we might play Space Engineers one day together. I don't know though. One thing on the list though is Fallout 4, which Raging actually gifted to me, which is pretty nice. So I do want to play that at some point. You know, I did play New Vegas, and which he also gifted to me, but I don't really know. I'm not really the biggest fan of those of that style of game. So hopefully Fallout 4 will be a bit different. You know, I'm not saying Fallout New Vegas is bad. It's just not my style of game. Um, but hopefully Fallout 4 will be a bit different. But one thing I do like to play on stream is Skyrim. That's something I really like playing. Also Oblivion as well. But Skyrim and Oblivion, those things you could probably expect me to play quite often. Maybe not like every day, but I do play those like every once a month or so. But yeah, I don't really have a set schedule for my streams. I just sort of stream when I feel like. Um, it's not really a set schedule, and I might actually drop my Discord link down in the description if any of you guys want to join. Um, so that will be an option for you guys. Just be aware though when you do join the server, um, one of the admins, which is me, Raging or CJ, will have to approve you first by verifying you, giving you the verify role. So if you can't access anything, don't worry about that because we'll just have to verify you manually. It's just to stop basically bots coming in and spamming shit, stuff like that. It's mainly just stuff like that. So we're halfway done here. We only got the beams to go. Looks like the beams are actually there's a lot of beams there. So I did take 2 of these loads up already, up to the iron mine, and this train can do it. It's actually pretty. It has a lot of leeway actually. I could probably take another 4 cars up if I really wanted to. Um, and that's pretty cool. I do like the. That's one thing I do like about this game is pulling stuff up grades. It's pretty fun, especially when you calculate it beforehand. You know that you're gonna make it up just by the skin of your teeth or something like that. That is a pretty nice feeling when you do conquer the hill. So when we get back over to the iron mine, I'll probably end the video there, and then I'll take it back down after the video. Um, but yeah, that's pretty much what I think I'm gonna do. I also want to thank a lot of you guys for giving me a lot of views for the videos that I've posted, namely that harassment video, and that's also one thing. Uh, maybe not definition harassment in that video, but it's borderline. I mean, those cops really should have known whether or not to ask for my ID. They could have just saw that I was filming the train and then just checked in to ask to see what was happening. And once they knew what I was doing, they could have just went on their merry way. But they definitely didn't have to ask me for all my information and put me in their system and everything. That's was kind of borderline harassment. It really kind of was, and some people don't agree with me, but I feel like it kind of was. Um, but yeah, that's just something I wanted to get off my chest. God damn, I don't talk this much. I'm not used to talking for these kind of extended periods of time. Uh, my voice is getting a bit scruffy here. That's what happens when I talk for these long periods of times, I guess. Not really used to it. Okay, so we got two more to go. Not including these ones, because they're already getting loaded. 2 more, and then we can get on our way. Alright, let's pull up a little bit more, and then we can get on our way. Well, actually, first we have to turn our locomotive around first. One thing I do like about one thing I do like about this game is they actually made the chuffing or chugging or whatever you want to call it synchronized. That's one change that I do like that Kueme made, but it still doesn't really outweigh the disadvantages of the game. I really don't think that that's enough to really justify the game's cost. I don't. You'd have to like really up the game's quality to justify that much of a cost. And that's another thing actually that I have to bring up is you know, the cost is really terrible, but it's basically salt on the wound because he had a game that was essentially the same concept as this that he basically just abandoned called, I can't really remember. I think it was American Railroad Somerset Valley or something. Wait, no, Somerset Valley. Wait, isn't Somerset Valley like something from the Elder Scrolls? Anyways, it was something along those lines. Um, Pine Valley or something. I don't know, but it's salt on the wound because you know he made that game and then he just abandoned it, and it's kind of shaping. It kind of is looking at this point to sort of be a running theme with him is starting games and then promising so much and then just abandoning it, which is kind of like a really shitty business tactic. I mean, that's really bad. You shouldn't even be thinking to do that. Don't make a game and then completely abandoning it. I mean, that's a really bad way of going about it. I guess there's nothing really you can say about that anyways, but yeah, that's there's a lot of things about this game I don't like, and pretty much everything I mentioned in this video so far uh, is basically the things that that's basically the main points in this video that I've explained so far. And I wouldn't be surprised if in a year or so this game is just completely abandoned. I don't see very much, I don't have much hope for this game in the future. Alright, let's get ourselves back over. If I'm not wrong, I think this locomotive goes around the same speed as the Glenver. If not, then it goes pretty close to the same speed. This is engine number 3. Called the Ventral. I couldn't really think of a name, so I just named it that. Recording for 43 minutes. It's pretty good. Let's get this switch aligned the right way. Cool. So I think we're gonna have to put a link in here. Yep. Let's get this thing attached. No link in here, so that's good. Alright, let's disengage this breaker. Let's actually save before we go up in case it crashes. Definitely don't want to do all this work over again. I've had too many times where it's crashed and I've lost like an hour or two of progress. It also seems to crash every single time I want to change the graphics settings, which I don't really like that. So I think all the brakes are off. Let's check the tender brake. It's off. We're all good to go here. Right, so we should have the tractive effort and everything to get up. I don't see why it would be any different this time. We should be able to make it up no problem. I do like the look of this locomotive though. This is probably my favorite locomotive looks-wise. You know, you obviously have different locomotives for like different, better tractive effort and stuff, but this one I feel like takes the cake for looks. Especially with this paint job, it just looks so good. And I'm sort of more of a person who likes tone colors. I feel like I like more of like the blacks and the more subtle colors. I don't really like really vibrant colors. Like I like this kind of like a burgundy. That's why I got it for the Glenberg. If I had that option for this one, I probably would have took that. But this was the best one in my opinion. I'm not really all too into chrome or shiny stuff, so you know I didn't really want. I wanted minimal shininess on my locomotive, so that's what I went with. So let's take this thing down. Pretty excited to show this off on video. I think this is my second video on Railroads Online. So yeah, I think I might do another video in a couple days showing off my old map, pre-spline. I'm just gonna call it spline update because it did update the splines, but it didn't update the physics. But pre-spline update where you basically everybody had shitty track. Essentially, like maybe not everybody, but it was a lot easier to make shitty track at that on that pre-spline update. But yeah. So I want to take it a little bit easy. I do have a nice big bridge that I recreated from my previous save, which was my first completed save. So my previous map actually was fully completed. I completed it like just a couple weeks before the spline update came out. And I don't really like calling it spline update because I know the spline update was promised to you know, I'm just gonna call it the track update. The track update. The track update, pre-track update. That's when I made my other map, and yeah. So, and I actually do pretty good on the track lane on that map because I really made sure to take my time, and if I didn't like something, I'd just delete it and re-go over it. And yeah, I tried to make the map no more than really. I think I tried to making it not really more than like 3%. Except for one section, which is going down from the iron mine, which is pretty much full send it down the side of the mountain, which was somewhere at like I think it was like 10. Well, the average is more like 6%, but it goes up to 10% in some areas. So this is the bridge I recreated. It's a bit higher than the one in the previous save, but I did recreate it here. Which I really do like this bridge. It's a very nice view. Looks like we still got all of our rail cars. So this bridge I think is like 1.5%. And then all the way up to the iron mine is 2.5% the whole way. It doesn't go no more. Unless there was some like weird said randomization, which apparently wasn't a thing anymore. So realistically, the whole way it should be 2.5%. So once we pass, this is going to be a Y at some point, but this is right after here. As soon as you get past the switch, it goes to 2.5%. So now we're climbing here. I'll just keep it at 92% regulator. We're billowing smoke right now. Let's go 100% right. Let's see what happens if we go 100%. I'll probably have to chop some of these trees down. Some of them are pretty damn close to the track, which I don't really like. One thing I did try to get uh, on this route was pretty gentle curves, except for the end of the route when you go on the bridge. There's kind of like a loop section right at the end. It's actually pretty different from a lot of the other things that I've made. You can kind of see the bridge there now. It sort of loops around, you go back and you have like another loop to get back the other way. I am pretty proud of this route. I do like the way that I made it. A lot of gentle curves, so you can pretty much just, you can go pretty damn fast on this route without really worrying about derailing. Alright, we're almost at the summit here. Around the end here is when you get a bit of the sharper curves, especially on the bridge here. On the bridge you get around 30 meter curve, which is the sharpest you can really go without disabling circle mode. Which that's really kind of the only. No, I don't really like going 30-meter curves. I only really like going around more than 40. But yeah, I try to keep it pretty tame. So we're gonna lay off the regulator a little bit here. We want to take this corner slower. So this corner shouldn't be tight enough to make the rail cars hit each other, which is when stuff starts to derail. So yeah, we should be pretty good here. And we're going the wrong way, actually, now that I think of it. Stop! Stop the train! We actually want to go around this way. Alright, let's get going now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yep, we got all of our rail cars still. That's pretty nice. We haven't derailed. So now we should be all on flat section here, so we should coast pretty nicely here. This is probably my favorite smokestack option. I like where it's like nice and narrow at the base, and then it goes nice and wide at the top. That's probably my favorite style. Alright, let's watch our money go up. Okay, we missed one. I don't know why that one didn't do. I'm pretty sure I did hit enter. Hey. There we go. Looks like we're pretty good at speed-wise. Oh, that was close. That was really close. Right, we need to turn this thing back around, get this beam plank unloaded. Beam plank, is that even a word? See if anything derails on the curve. I doubt it, but you never know. Alright. Cool. Alright. Well, that's going to be it for this video. Thank you guys for watching it. It's almost been an hour, but I appreciate anybody who did watch this. Let me know your guys' opinion on the development of the game if you guys want. But yeah, that's all for me today. Hope you guys have a wonderful day, and take care of yourself, guys. See ya.